welcome to This Day in Ford County History. I'm your host, Brad Smalley, and today we're looking at a date that has always been a little bit off in the Great Plains, April 1st. In the modern world, it's a day for internet hoaxes and office pranks. But in the Old West, in the dusty saloons and rugged outposts of the 1870s and 80s, April Fools was a high-stakes art form. Life out here was a grueling cycle of hard work. The spiritual ancestors of today's Ford County residents, those tough-as-nails pioneers, used humor as a survival mechanism. If you couldn't handle a joke, you probably couldn't handle the prairie. Take the classic left-handed monkey wrench gambit. A seasoned trail boss would look at a wide-eyed newcomer dead in the eye and claim the wagon was failing. He'd send that greenhorn on a 5-mile trek to the nearest outpost to fetch a bucket of steam. Every blacksmith along the trail was in on it, sending the poor soul another 10 miles down the road until they finally realized the only thing getting steamed was them. Down in Dodge City, the humor got a bit darker. Imagine standing on Front Street in 1878 when a loud argument breaks out. Shots ring out. A man drops into the dirt covered in blood. Just as the horrified tourists rush over to find a marshal, the corpse springs to life, tips his dusty Stetson, and offers to buy the trembling onlookers a cold one at the Long Branch. It was a way to build community, a way to see who had the grit to handle the unpredictable nature of the frontier. But as the decades rolled by, the wild antics of the 19th century gave way to a different kind of spectacle. The dust of the cattle drives settled, but the legend of Dodge City only grew larger. By the late 1930s, the world wasn't just telling tall tales about Ford County, they were filming them. And 61 years after those 1878 pranks, this town saw a celebration that made a staged shootout look like child's play. April 1st, 1939. Dodge City didn't wake up looking for a left-handed monkey wrench that morning. Instead, it woke up to the roar of a special train arriving from Hollywood. Tens of thousands of people packed the streets, not for a prank, but for the world premiere of the film Dodge City. Errol, Flynn, and Olivia de Havilland were stepping off the tracks and into our history, turning the gritty reality of our past into the Technicolor gold of the silver screen. Stick around. After the break, we're going behind the scenes of that historic night in 1939 when the wickedest city in the West officially became the center of the cinematic universe. You're listening to This Day in Ford County. Hold your horses. We've got some big news from the frontier. We're absolutely thrilled to announce that the Wild West podcast has been ranked number 3 on Pod Ranker's list of the top 15 best Western podcasts of 2026. A huge thank you to our incredible listeners for riding along with us every week. Whether we're diving into the legends of outlaws, the grit of the prairie, or the hidden history of the Old West, your support is what keeps our spurs jingling. If you haven't tuned in yet, now's the perfect time to head over to our campfire and join the conversation. Check out the full rankings at podranker.com/Western Podcasts.
And now, coming to you from the classiest radio station on the air, this is
April 1st, 1939. If you were standing near the Santa Fe Depot in Dodge City this morning, you'd know this is no April Fool's joke. The Queen of the Cowtowns is currently the center of the cinematic universe. Today, on This Day in Ford County, we're looking at the single biggest event to hit southwest Kansas since the cattle drives ended. The world premiere of Warner Brothers Technicolor epic, Dodge City. The scale of this thing is hard to wrap your head around. Since yesterday, special Hollywood trains have been pulling into the station. On board, the biggest stars in the world. Errol Flynn, the swashbuckling hero himself, stepped off those tracks onto Front Street, followed by the oomph girl Ann Sheridan, Humphrey Bogart, and Alan Hale. They didn't come alone. They brought a literal army of 150 reporters and photographers from New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. Governor Payne Ratner has declared today a holiday. The population of Dodge City has swelled from 10,000 to nearly 50,000 overnight. People are lining the streets 10 deep, wearing 10-gallon hats and boots, trying to get a glimpse of Flynn. There was a massive parade through downtown this afternoon, and right now, as the sun sets over the prairie, the searchlights are cutting through the Kansas sky. They're screening the film simultaneously at the Dodge, the Cooper, and the Fox theaters. It's a strange sight. Here are the Hollywood elite, dressed in tuxedos and gowns, watching a movie about the wickedest little city in America, in the very place where that history happened. Errol Flynn plays Wade Hatton, a trail boss who decides to clean up the town. And while the movie might play a little fast and loose with the historical facts of Ford County, nobody here seems to mind. For today, Dodge City isn't just a spot on the map. It's a legend, flickering on the silver screen and walking down our very own sidewalks. The stars will board their trains and head back to the coast tomorrow. But for April 1st, 1939, Dodge City was the brightest star in the West. Thanks for joining us for This Day in Ford County History.
Marquees of gold, a velvet story on the prairie dust. Oh, the silver screen upon the plains, high noon echoes of a Santa Fe train. Sunset painted in Hollywood light, one grand celebration burning bright. Yeah, those velvet dreams upon the plains.